Hello and welcome back to this video. In this video, we are going to be working with the string data type and their operations. So without further ado, let us move over to our Visual Studio Code in order to demonstrate the string data type. So back to our VS Code, we still have our former code here. So what we are going to do right now is that we are going to create a new file. I'm going to hit this file, new file, Python file, and here I'm going to type in my file name. I'm going to call it data underscore types. And because I've already hit the Python file when I'm creating it, I'm not going to add .py because Python has already detected that, okay, this is a Python file. So I'm going to just hit Control S and I'm going to save it here where the former file was saved. So I'm going to clear this place. So here I'm going to write a comment and I'm going to write working with string data type. So now, first of all, I want us to look at what a string data type is. So what we mean by string data type is the type of data that is made up of the alphanumeric character, right? So you have the alphabetical character and then the numerical characters. But this time around, they are not just there as alphanumeric character. For instance, if I just write in a text string, let me just use string. Now you have an error, you have a warning from Python that even though it's just a piece of text, but right now there is something you need to do to tell Python that it is just a piece of text. Because if you write something like if, now if is made up of letters, but it means something in Python. So at this point, if in Python is not just a piece of text, is a command, right? So when you are writing a piece of text and you want Python to treat that text like just a piece of text, you have to present them to Python as strings. Okay, so that is what we mean by string data types. So how do we declare or how do we write string data types? So if you want to write a string data type, enclose the characters that you're writing in two single quotes, two double quotes, or triple quotes. So now, why can we use single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes? So I believe we've come across all of these things at different points in this our journey. So I'm going to declare a variable and I'm going to call it name. And I'm going to set it first of all with a single quote and I'm going to call it perpetual. Now this is a string. Okay, so I can as well add other characters like numbers and also um even special characters like art or star and other characters. So as long as they are enclosed in between these quotes, okay, be it single or double or triple, they are regarded as string. So for now, I'm going to write two different commands, two to three different commands to check the type of data that this name variable is. So I'm going to just write print. So if I just write something like type and open my parenthesis and close it and put in this name variable and save it and run it. So you can see that nothing was printed to the screen. It just says exit exited with code equals 0 in so second. But if I want to know the type of this variable, actually I'll call the print statement on this type. Okay, so here I'm calling the print statement. So and I'm going to save again and I'll run it. So now it says class str. So it is treating this entire text inside here as a string. Okay, so I'm going to change the type of um quote and I'm going to save it and run it again. So here again, you have the same class string. So again, I'm going to change it to the triple quotes. And I'm going to move this entire text to the middle of this triple quotes. And I'm going to save and run again. And here, let's scroll down. We still have the same thing. The class is string. Okay. So your string characters or your string data type can be defined with either double quotes, single quotes, or triple quotes. Now, why does Python allow you to use double quotes or single quotes or triple quotes? Or when do you use it? As a matter of fact, there is no particular time that you are allowed to use double quotes or single quote at least, okay? So, but when it comes to triple quotes, it has a particular use. Okay? It has like a more advanced use, and we have already covered something like that at the beginning of this tutorial. So we've talked about the string. So this triple quote is the same one that we saw there, and most of the time it is used in documentation. But very importantly, it is used to write multi-line strings. So for instance, if I want this particular string to continue on the next line, I can just hit enter, and on the second line, I'll hit my tab so that everything will be aligned properly, and I'll write something like this is a multi-line, right? So at this point it is still a string, but then with this triple quotes you can write the character on different lines. Okay, you can add as many lines as possible, and Python will not give you error. But if you choose to use just one single quote, here we are, Python is no longer seeing this part. It's no longer seeing this quote as part of as the closing quote for this initial um quote. Okay, so it's no longer seeing this as the closing quote. So once you are going to write your text on multiple lines, the best thing to do is to use this triple quote. Okay, but then why do we also have the single quote and the double quote when the both of them work on one line? So now I'm going to create another variable, and I'm going to call it sentence, and I'm going to assign it to a piece of string. So right now I want to write a sentence, and I want to write something like the book is hers. Now, as you can see, this is a single quote. There is a single quote in this particular sentence. And for instance, I started this with a single quote, and I'm to end it with a single quote here. As you can see, there is an error, because as far as Python is concerned, once you start a single quote, the next single quote closes the string. Okay, it closes that particular line of string. So if you want to have another quotation mark inside of your string text, what you do is to, if you need to add like single double quotes here, then you should use your single quote outside, right? And this works perfectly fine. And if you want to use double quote outside, then you should use your single quote inside. So this is basically how to play around with creating your string variables. Okay, so if you want to work with strings and you are contemplating on whether to use single quote or double quote, well, I believe that from this video you should be able to know that, okay, I'm going to be using single quote or double quote or triple quote. So that is it for this video. See you in the next one.